Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word?
Down the Mongo.
Let me go ahead and get my setup right. We're gonna slow cook this one. Happy Saturday, people. I hope all is well. If you were here with me earlier, appreciate you. You know what I do on this side of the internet. First and foremost, let me give my flowers out. Shout out to the writers, to the painters, to the authors, to the content creators, to the new and the old subscribers, to Facebook, to Twitter, to Instagram, to YouTube, wherever you are. Thank you. Not only for being you, but for spending time here when you could be anywhere else. Greatly appreciated. I'm not going to rush through this stream. I try not to rush through any of them. But this one particularly, I'm going to try my best to pace myself as much as possible. I don't want anything to get misconstrued. If you know how hard I've been working, then you understand I don't take this lightly. Every conversation that I have up here is with a purpose. I'm not sitting here to waste my breath. So if you are one of those individuals who take time out of your day to consume the discussions that are shared up here, it is greatly appreciated. You see the title. Yeah, I'm going there. I've done something similar to this before, but I see it that I'm going to have to spin back on it yet again. However, before I go there, I need the eyes and the ears on this. I need you to hear me. I need you to grab you something to drink. I need you to get comfortable. Let's have a good time. I got a clip that I'm going to play. It's no more than, let me see, no more than 30 seconds, if that, probably less. And this video is from 2024. I know it's old, but is it really old? Does it not still have relevance to it? Would that kind of be unfair? Would that be unfair to judge this based on the time and date? Honestly, there's a lot of things that happened a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago that people still talk about to this day. That does not negate the fact that there was still portions of that history that doesn't matter right now. When people say the past don't matter, the past absolutely does matter. The past made you who you are. It determines if you are who you claim to be. The past determines if your future is going to be based on who you are now or who you were then. Don't get it twisted. Forgive, move on. However, there's just some things that we cannot forget about and we cannot let go of, especially if you are a man or a woman moving forward right now in 2025 with intents of doing something positive with your life, including bringing people into it or getting rid of people from it. You can't escape accountability. You can't avoid karma. You can't avoid someone addressing a situation with you based on something that they heard through the grapevine. Once you lived a certain way, either you're going to run away from them demons or you're going to face them head on and rebuke them. And what this young lady did here, it raised so many red flags. It made my eye go up. It actually, sometimes when I hear people talk and they say certain shit, it kind of nullifies how I felt about people. It brings me comfort. It brings me discomfort. It's like, well, am I crazy? Nah, you're not really crazy. Nah, they really said that. No, yeah, there's people who really feel like this. There are people who really treat others like this. You're not really missing out on anything, my brother. You're absolutely in the right. You have every right to feel the way you feel and move the way you move. Diversity. The world is very diverse. My experience is different than yours and vice versa. And we're going to talk about that here in a second. I'm a slow talker. I like to be expressive. I like to use metaphors. I like to tell stories. To me, it's important to paint a picture of what I'm describing. So for specific people that watch me, you'll understand that I take context very important. I don't like to leave anything to chance. So I'm going to play this clip And then we're going to go down that rabbit hole. If you're sensitive, this ain't for you. But I would like to believe that everybody here is pretty much an adult. So we shouldn't have any problems. That being said, let me go ahead and play this.
Which meet and greet do you have? This is from Columbus. Oh, Columbus. Yep. Literally after my picture went viral, my boyfriend broke up with me about a week later after arguing because he felt like Chris was too close on me. I'm just like, it's one of the most respectable pictures. It wasn't like I was bending over grabbing my ankles. But I would trade my ex for meeting Chris Brown 100 more times. So definitely really, really right there.
You know, I like to be honest and transparent over here on this side of the internet. Like, it don't really matter to me if there's a million people watching or whatever the case may be. That's not the point. I want to be raw. I want to be authentic. I want people to connect and feel my pain, feel my anger, feel my confusion, my frustration. I want you to be one of them folks that when you're sitting there, you're like, damn, I remember days like that. I used to be that person. I want that type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really in the field of pop locking and doing all that Kai Sanai shit. Did you hear what she just said? Did you hear what this young lady just said? We got to address a couple of things here. And I want to start first with the women who stand in the gap for mediocrity. I want to talk to the echo chamber. I want to speak and have a conversation with the young ladies that have the same attitude and the same mindset as her. Because you are the ones who don't see anything wrong with this picture at all. See, I scroll and I read and I watch and I observe and I listen. I listen intently. I listen to you all with my eyes, with my spirit, with my ears, with my flesh. I am very much in tune with what you are putting down on the internet. Social media is your hub. This is the place where you can run rampant and you can be as free as you need to be to express yourself however you need to be, no matter what the judgment is. There are no limitations to your imagination. There's nothing stopping you from expressing yourself physically. There's nothing stopping you from expressing yourself emotionally, sexually. You are pretty much in the wilderness. This is your haven. This is where you come to be as open and free as possible. You see nothing wrong with what you do within the confines of a relationship. Let's be clear here. We're not talking about you're dating someone. You know, I know that I'm not the only person that you're seeing. You talk to other people. I talk to other people. Dating and vetting are completely two different things. I I feel like it's my duty to continue to reiterate that dating and vetting are two different things. Vetting requires you to focus on one person. Dating does not have the same restrictions. When you're dating, you can be talking to multiple people as long as you man and woman enough to have the conversation. Let them know what you are doing and vice versa. Dating has nothing to do with vetting. All right, let's keep that clear. Your problem is you're completely confused about what a relationship looks like, and a lot of people lie to you. Your female friends lie to you. Social media lies to you. Celebrities lie to you. Your parents lie to you. The examples that you've been shown, they have done nothing but harm to your development in these dualities, man. Your brain is fried. You think that because of the way that you were raised, that should justify your behaviors outside of your household. You grew up to believe that your adolescent, childish ass behaviors and attitudes and patterns shouldn't be met with adversity or contrite or aggression or accountability or responsibility. Nobody has the right to challenge you. Nobody has the right to question your sanity. Nobody has the right to stand in front of you and say, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is this shit? What are you doing? What are you saying here? See, in your world, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can say whatever you want. Your level of respect is self-centered. The world revolves around you. You put this type of woman in a relationship. I'm not talking about dating. I'm talking about a relationship. You both decide that you're going to be exclusive. What does exclusive mean? A conversation that you both need to have. You and your guy need to understand what this looks like for both of you. Because what you think is necessary and needed to keep you at your best and at your happiest, or even when you're at your worst, he's going to have something else. His routine is different than yours. There might be some similarities, but you're understanding that when you come into these discussions and conversations, I have to listen to you and understand this is what she needs from me. Okay, cool. And you have to understand what he needs from you. But see, this type of woman right here, like the one on this screen, maybe I should bring it back up. Like the one on that screen, the way that she thinks, it's I'm woman. I'm female. I'm light skinned. I'm slim. All men adore me. All men want me. I get DMs all day, all the time. I have plenty of people who admonish me. I don't necessarily need to conform to nobody else. Even if I'm in a relationship, men have gassed me up all my life. Society has told me I can pretty much do whatever the hell I want within the confines of social status. As far as you crossing the government, you're not about to fuck the government over. You know better than that. You'll do some scamming and shit like that, but when it comes to the serious, you're not don't crossing the borders. You're not crossing your boss. You're not disrespecting your boss. But when it comes to your guy, this type of woman don't give a shit. She don't have no respect for him, which is weird to me because you'll get in a relationship with this person knowing damn well that you ain't even got the intentions going into it to do what is right by him. You're going into it about yourself, but you never reveal those true morals or those true purposes to him, because why would you do that? That would expose your hand and expose you for who you really are. So you go into it hiding behind this bullshit that you're this person when you're not really that person. See, the reason why I decided to pick this particular clip, even though it's a year old, it doesn't change the fact that a year old, 5 years old, 10 years old, this happens every single day on a big and large scale, whether or not it's Chris Brown or not. She was willing to throw her entire relationship away because she didn't respect her guy. Let's be honest here. You didn't respect him. You didn't see the value in him that he saw in you. When a man is locked in with a woman, it doesn't matter if the world look at her like she's 6. To him, she's everything. She's everything to him. But see, when a woman is not really into you, she like, she kind of like you, she kind of fuck with you. She like you enough to entertain herself. Those are the ones like this right here. It's not gonna go nowhere far. That shit is only gonna last but a little while before she gets bored, gets tired, and she wants a new play toy. You know what's crazy about this? This was all over a picture. $1,200 for a picture. You get the experience. Can no average dude do that? Think about it like this. If somebody is willing to spend $1,200 to take a picture, what else you think they're going to do? Try the spirit by the spirit. You're willing to give up that's 2 weeks. That's a nigga whole paycheck. Real talk. No, everybody ain't bringing in $5,000 and $10,000 every month and shit like that. That is a nigga's whole check. You willing to give away a whole check for a picture with a guy who don't know you? He's never going to see you again. He's going to go on to the next one. But see, in your head, it's worth it. It's worth the experience. You don't really even know how dumb you look. You look fucking ridiculous. And that shit tells me a lot about you. I'm on the other side of the fence. I see this from the simp side. I see this from the guy side who got morals and boundaries, and there's no way in the fucking world his woman is going to be obsessed with a celebrity. My woman is not going to be crashing out, ready to risk it all over a fucking regular guy that just got a name behind him and got staff and PR. Only you weirdos think this shit is cool and is acceptable and is sweet. Only you weirdos with low self-esteem think it's okay. There's going to be some cursing here coming up very soon. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my bones. I'm sorry.
So, how are you doing today?
Not too good. My mom died.
Love to hear it. What?
Yeah. You got. I can't. There's no logic. There's nothing that can actually be worded or articulated to get me to understand how a person who is used to guys pretty much giving them everything that they want. You're like you're so beautiful and you're so attractive and so witty and funny, and you got all this shit. You got the fat ass, you got the nice voluptuous chest, and all. You got all these fucking idiots on social media pandering to you all day and every day. You got all that shit going on, but you still at the end of the day, you still be the same ones that'll bend it over for one night. You're willing to give and risk your entire self for one experience. Makes perfect sense. So little old me ain't worth a damn. I ain't got enough money. I don't drive the greatest cars. I don't make $200,000 a year, and you can always upgrade and do better than me, but still at the same time, you the same one gotta let Chris Brown run a train on you. You the same one that'll let a whole team of niggas run trains on you. Why? Why would somebody as yourself with such a high self-esteem who can get all these men, how could a woman with such prestige still end up sacrificing her entire self for a platoon of men in the industry? But you better than me. Right? You got all this great shit going on for yourself. You're an influencer. You're an influencer. Oh my God. Oh, you got 26,000, 46,000 people that follow you, right? Ooh. The girls, the sisterhood. They all in your comment section. Yes, girl. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. The dude. You so beautiful. You so beautiful. You so beautiful. Heart, 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 heart. You got the blue check. You made it. You the shit. Until Chris Brown come up. Y'all niggas be celebrities on the internet until somebody like Usher or somebody with a big ass name pops up, and then you act just like the motherfuckers in your comments section, right? Am I lying?
Bang, 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 bang.
Y'all be so gassed up it's a shame. It's hilarious. It's painful to watch. And me just being an observer, the the nigga that don't get the same attention, that don't get the same love and the same respect and blah blah blah, all this superficial shit. I sit back and I be watching you cocky motherfuckers acting like you too good to come down here and talk to me, but you still be a piece of shit and a nobody to them. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
The fool. Why I gotta be the fool?
Nobody, you know what I'm saying, is trying to tear you down or make you feel bad. But in the same token, I hope you do. I hope you feel like shit. You know why? Did you not just hear what the hell you said out your mouth, woman? You would risk. So hold up. So it don't matter how many good guys come across your path. I'm not talking about shitty ass men. I'm talking about real solid brothers. Doesn't really make a difference how many of them are lined up, even though we know we're in a climate where apparently there are no good men. All the good men are taken. So you're telling me you're willing to throw all of that away just so you can get your box beat up? That's what you want, huh?
What?
You don't care about love. Or you think your pussy is that good that you just want to fuck the shit out of Chris Brown, and Chris Brown is going to be so enthralled by your vagina that he's going to stop and stay with you because you got some what? Is that what you think? You think that your box is any different than the next one's? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that you confuse the average guy who crashed out over you with someone who can pretty much snap his finger and fuck whoever he wants. I must have missed the memo. You really honestly believe, and I understand what's going on here. See, because you think you're a celebrity because of weak men and men, or let me rephrase that. So you got weak men that are the simps, and then you got good men who genuinely love you and have boundaries and standards and morals that love you. But because you have affected so many of these average, by definition, these average dudes, you've hurt and broken a lot of hearts, and you've gotten people to worship you like your God because you're so accustomed to these type of dudes moving like this. You think that applies with other people who are disciplined or they have other options. Is that what's going on here? It's a cold world, a very, very cold world. The reality of it is celebrities, most of them, if they're smart, they're not. If they're smart, if they're anything like, I wish I could name someone. who is married, but their relationship is never public. Name someone. Matter of fact, I'll say Malcolm Jamal Warner, rest in peace. That brother was never in scandals. That man had a whole happy relationship, whole happy situation going on. You didn't see him in scandals. You didn't see him all over the tabloids. You didn't see people gossiping about him. If you're one of them sensible men who move with principle and honor, and God leads in a way, and you're wealthy, you lock in with a solid woman. You're not going out here. But if you're a guy who has the same level of wealth, you have no real intentions on taking anyone serious, because quite frankly, if it was me and let's say right now I'm a millionaire. Let's say I'm a millionaire right now. I ain't taking not a single one of you motherfuckers serious. I don't trust not a fucking one of you. Why? Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to all of you ego-driven females that get on social media and you telling yourself every single day. Shout out to the internet, because without the internet, a lot of the dirt that y'all do would never get exposed. Every football player, every athlete that I've ever covered, they all get finessed. They all think with their dick, and then they end up losing millions and millions and millions of dollars over these influencers, over these chicks that think they bigger than life. Y'all look at wealthy men like they're just meal tickets. Y'all don't give a fuck about men. A lot of you don't. We're at a place in time where a lot of women don't give a shit about solid dudes. So you really you would have to really put in a lot of work for me to take you serious. And I'm at a place in life where I'll tell you, shit, I ain't even rich, and I'll tell you right now, if I got women who show interest in me and they cool and shit like that, I'm not fucking. Too many diseases. But shit, if I fuck with your vibe and you seem alright, I rock with you. And I'll tell you straight up, look, you cool and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't in the space to be trying to take nobody serious, because quite frankly, I've been screwed over too many times. I'm not doing it. You're gonna have to work for this. Sorry. You can call me a clown. You can say it's a joke. You can meme it. You can think I don't care. Men deserve to be treated with respect just as much as women do. The fuck you think this is? Men die to keep the world running, my nigga. Your bills, these lights, the water that runs, the fucking streets that you drive, all this shit. Men deserve respect. We deserve to be pampered. We deserve to be treated like kings, the ones that actually move like that. What are we talking about here? This woman just straight up disrespected that man's whole existence. She would do this again and again and again and again. As long as the right person is standing across from her, she has no problem stepping out on you. Let me bring this back on the screen real quick. I want to show y'all something. This is important. All right. Let's go ahead and blow this up real quick. Now, if you look here, I don't know if my mouse is scrolling on it, but if you look at the picture itself with him wrapped around her waist, that right there to you might seem innocent. To me, that's a complete violation. A complete violation. The only reason a person, let me be completely clear. The only reason a woman is willing to spend that type of money is because they want to have some form of physical contact. They want physical contact. They're not paying that type of money just to shake a nigga hand. She wants to feel that man print. She wants to smell him. She wants that embrace. She wants to know what it's like to be in that man's arms. She already imagined before she got there what it would be like if she was in bed with that nigga. They already had that shit in their head. Every single woman that has paid for this shit, they've already imagined what it would be like. I guarantee you most of them already had it in their mind what type of poses they were going to be in and all that shit. Shit, one chick, she straddled him. She was in his arms. He held her up. In that, you know that position I'm talking about. She was facing him. He had her up in the air. You think she just freestyled that whole thing when she got there? No. She already had the thoughts. There's been chicks that was bent over in front of her. Nobody's dumb. But congratulations. You got what you wanted out of it. Now what? How do you market yourself after that? Chris Brown gave you an embrace. You got to feel his dick print on your ass cheeks. Congratulations. Now what? What happens next? You're going back to social media to brag about how you paid $1,200 to get next to somebody that you couldn't do without paying $1,200. You so pretty and so beautiful, but you couldn't get to him without spending that money though, right? Congratulations. Real flex. Very, very, very impressive. You look like a fucking fool. You should be embarrassed, but you're not. Why? Because people lied to you. People have convinced you that you're somebody that you aren't. You just made yourself look way worse. Two things that's happening here. You're going to habitually ruin relationships. Because if you do manage to finesse somebody that never saw this video and they take you serious, you're going to ruin the next one. Because anytime you see something that's more attractive or makes more money, you're going to definitely screw that dude over. Shit like this, all it shows is you don't have no standards. You don't love yourself. You don't respect yourself or your partners. To you, they're just there. They're just holding a space until something else come along worth a damn. Must I reiterate this video?
Which meet and greet do you have? This is from Columbus. Oh, Columbus. Yep. Literally after my picture went viral, my boyfriend broke up with me about a week later after arguing because he felt like Chris was too close on me. I'm just like, it's one of the most respectable pictures. It wasn't like I was bending over grabbing my ankles.
You remember when I said earlier about gaslighting? How they be trying to make it seem like the shit ain't more than what it is, and they trying to make you feel like you're dumb or you're wrong for feeling how you feel. Like, fuck your feelings. This is the shit that I was talking about right here. She's smiling and cheesy and laughy. It was innocent. Oh, it was innocent, but if it was a dude that you actually cared about and y'all was out and about and your man seen one of his exes or some shit that looked better than you or looked as good as you and he hugged up on her, I bet you would have been ready to walk away from that relationship. You would have held that shit over his head for eternity. You know damn well you wouldn't have liked it. Even though that was a friend, you would have made all types of excuses. You wouldn't have been trying to hear nothing. But it's all right for you to do the shit. Nobody's dumb. And it's sad. It's sad that we have gotten here. Gaslighting only works on people who don't have any type of self-esteem. I digress. There's a little bit one more time.
But I would trade my ex for meeting Chris Brown 100 more times. So definitely really, really right there.
Right. Okay, congratulations to you, ma'am. You can have that. When's the next time you're going to run into him, though?
Sensational.
$1,200 gone. You got to rub up on him a little bit. You got a little social media clout. Did you make any money from it? Are you in any videos? Are you starring in any movies? Have you been signed to a label?
What?
Have you met Megan Thee Stallion?
What?
Have you signed your name on the Hall of Fame?
What?
Do you have a star?
What?
Can I have your autograph?
What?
Please, I'm begging. I must have you in my life.
What?
Fuck you.
Nobody's trying to hear that bullshit, man. Character matters, man. I don't know what y'all think, ladies. I'm telling you, character matters. You got to stand for something, my nigga. I ain't got no respect for a single person who worship and idolize other human beings. That's weird. That is very, very weird. That lets me know how far you're willing to risk, what you're willing to give up. If this person is in our presence right now, I already know you about to turn your back on me, leave me high and dry. In which case, cool. That's why I titled this the way I did. I ain't knocking Chris Brown at all. Hey, you make your money. Make your money, my nigga. The only thing that this does for me is further prove that a lot of women are full of shit and they talk out the side of their ass and they say shit to sound pretty, but in all honesty, they don't mean none of the shit they be saying. Sometimes they just be saying shit just to be saying it. They just want you to feel secure, give you a false sense of comfort. Because heaven forbid their true nature is uncovered in front of you. Heaven forbid they get exposed for really being 304s. Yeah. I'm addressing a specific group of women. This doesn't apply to all of you. I do hope you know that. But I have a slight issue with y'all because as far as you're concerned, that's not your problem. But you're willing to allow them to keep making women look bad. It's no different than when y'all say all men ain't shit. When you know damn well all men ain't shit. Same thing applies here. All women ain't shit, but you allow women like this to make the rest of you look like you're that. How do we separate you from them if you associate with them? If you don't hold them accountable? Why am I scrolling the comment section and listening to y'all sit up there and defend it? Yes, Queen. Yes. Your man was just insecure. He was insecure. A real man would have been okay with you being rubbed up against another dude. A real man would have been all right if you would have had sex with him. A real man would have been all right if you ain't come home that night. Isn't it funny how all right, cool. My bad. I had something going off on my device. I had to turn it off. But isn't it ironic how double standards work? It's all right for you to do certain things, but it's not all right for me to do certain things. You wonder why. You wonder why people are miserable and why people can't find anything worth a damn. You wonder why people are this way and that way. Because y'all just shitty people. You're just shitty humans. You're spoiled. You're brats. I would rather you just say you like the fuck random people. Just say you want to have fun until you're too old to be able to do the same nasty shit that you're doing now. And when you get to a certain age, when you don't have that same pull, you want to settle. You're not going to do that though. But that's the bottom line. Stop wasting people's time. Ladies and gentlemen, stop wasting decent people's time with your bullshit. The real spill. Nobody's here for your amusement. I didn't sign up to be a placeholder. All right. You're going to have fun with me until you're no longer having fun with me, and then you're just going to go to the next person who can offer you something. Is that how we're doing this? That's why I say most celebrities, if they got money and they're smart, they're probably looking at the state of the world right now as it is, with AIDS and all that, and the statistics for marriage. And nah, nope. You better all just being celibate. Don't even put yourself out there to risk catching anything, spiritually or physically. Folks are dirty. They lie, they're not honest, but they want to play the field like they're honest. I listened to her talk. I didn't just listen to her talk about how dismissive she was of a guy who was probably good to her. We're not even talking about the fact that man probably did everything he could for her, and it still wasn't good enough, because at the end of the day, you can be good to a motherfucker and they still will shit on you. I didn't make the rules. I didn't start this either. You want men to work and put in all this effort for you, all for you to do shit like that. You think we don't see that? We're just oblivious, walking on this big ball of dirt. We're not paying attention to our surroundings, to the news, to the comments, to the posts, to the conversations, to your body language, to your eye contact, to how you pour into this person versus how you pour into that. You think we don't look at that stuff? Check. Cut
it out.
Yeah, we know what's going on, and this is why niggas is in jail, dead, and all that, because we got too many liars out here. Y'all ain't really about anything for real. But I digress. Maybe it's just, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something that I'm not seeing, or I'm just crazy and delusional. What do I know? Just some random person from the other side of the world. I ain't never experienced nothing. I've never seen someone get gunned down over a woman before. Hey, shit. I was just born yesterday. What do I know? We need to get our stuff in order. And I say this to these ladies, man. One day, if your actions don't get you unalived, one day you're going to realize that your choices and your selfishness is going to be the one that talks to you the most and the loudest. One day, your karma is going to be the only person you have conversations with. One day, your karma is going to be the only friend that you have. You know why? Because everything is a joke to you. Everything is fun to you. You would rather impress the entire social media space than to do the proper work on yourself to get in alignment with who you are in God's eyes. So since you want to live that way, be prepared for what comes to pay you back for your investments. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with the people that are watching. Once we leave the stream, everybody's going to go back to living the way they want to live. You don't really have to give a shit about what I'm talking about. Everybody has to face their own product, what you sowed into this earth, what you spoke into existence, what you harvest. Your harvest is your harvest. You do know that, right? This is my final thoughts on this before I close out. Your harvest is based on what you thought in your mind, what you sowed in your heart, what you poured out of your lips, and what you watered in the ground. Has nothing to do with nobody else. You plant the seeds, and then you reap based on what you put into the ground. These hands, your hands, nobody else's. That's your compensation. That's your work. Have you ever paid someone for 8 hours to do your job? No. Why? Because you want your paycheck. You want your money. All right. What you do throughout your day, that's your work. Those are your hands. Pilgrimage. I ain't even gonna try to say the word. I'm gonna fuck shit. You're the one who is doing all of the sowing and all of the raking and making the dirt clean, and you're pulling the weeds out, and that's all you. I told you earlier I like using metaphors and things like that. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Women like her, I see them again. I see them again, little women on TikTok or somewhere crying. Oh, there's no good men. There's none. Should have thought about that before you went chasing after people who didn't even know your first or last name. That man walked away from that shit and went to the next female. Like a conveyor belt. Shout out to Adrian. Shout outs to Jason. Shout outs to Jason. Shout outs to the people who pulled up tonight for the stream. I appreciate y'all for locking in with your boy. Sundays off. I will be doing some recording here and there. I'm gonna be chopping it up with the people though. Yeah, I really be getting on the internet revealing your true nature. Doing this shit for clicks and likes, man. That's all right. I hope it's worth it though. But look, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Much love to you. I hope you enjoyed the rest of your evening. Oh yeah, before you go, do me a solid.
What's the goddamn button?
Peace.